you the front page review. Good. Are you ready for today? For today's headlines? I bring you the headlines from different newspapers in Nigeria. After the headlines, we get to talk about the big stories, the issues in the news. This morning, let us start with this day newspaper. Okay, now the headline here says, in throwback interview, Buhari explains why he didn't float Naira despite IMF pressure. That's in this day newspaper. Another headline here said, despite clarification, Atiku insists letting CBN take over oil sales receipt violate NNPCL's legal status. That is right here in this day newspaper. Let's see if I could add one more headline to all of this. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger may close airspace against Nigerian flights. Aviation stakeholders warns. Okay, now let's move to another newspaper here this morning. We'll start with the Vanguard. The Vanguard says, establish state police to fight insecurity. PDP governor tells federal government. And also woes for federal workers as government fails to pay salary. And we have that here that gunmen killed traditional ruler, adopt wife, 2 others in Kwara. Hard time, 7 months, not enough to fix Nigeria, says the federal government. And still in the Vanguard newspaper, banks' borrowings from CBN rise 269% to 3.6 trillion naira in 1 month. And still here, we're still in the Vanguard newspaper. It says here that dissolution of Ondo cabinet done in good faith, says Ayedatiwa. 10 years after Oyo reopens, 23 schools shut down over a boundary dispute. Now to the Punch newspaper, adoption, 15 states enlist 50,000 vigilantes against kidnappers. 15 states enlist 50,000 vigilantes against kidnappers. Naira rebounds as banks offload excess dollars. Airfares to UK, US, others jump by 55%. PDP governors demand state police donate 100 million naira to plateau victims. And Lagos to probe household of David Church fire. By elections, IG warns troublemakers, restrict movement in 26 states. Castina mob raises house a car over alleged blasphemy. Ayedatiwa demands patriotism as a deputy governor takes oath. And now let's move to the Guardian newspaper this morning. Nigeria sell their relatives as low as 30,000 naira to traffickers. Concrete reveals. Maybe later we'll talk about that. And also another story here said the federal government targets 77 increase in IGR to fund projects others. Federal government targets 77% increase in IGR to fund project others. 40 days after worries over delay in swearing in of 11 Supreme Court justices. And also kidnappers reduce Ekiti pupils ransom to 15 million naira. Fulani vigilante, the PDP accuses Nasarawa government of double standard. Let's move to the Daily Trust newspaper now. Kwara monarch shot dead as palace wife adopted. That story is in Daily Trust newspaper. Paying ransom is criminal, says the police. 81% of working Nigerians don't add value to the economy. Presidential team. Nigeria would have been worse without subsidy removal, says the federal government. Bandits strike again in Abuja. adopt civil servant near military camp. That's in Daily Trust. And third mainland bridge ready in April, says the federal government. And now to the nation's newspaper. Naira falls. CBN moves against bank for hoarding $5 billion. The writer says Apex Bank deploys monitors in DMBs to enforce compliance with extant rules. And here, before we round off, an INEC excludes PDP from by-election in Plateau State. Now, the writer says court stops Ebonyi PDP senatorial candidate. State police, way to go, say governor, legal giant, others. That story is in the nation's newspaper. Now, lastly, here in the nations, it says pressure mounts on adopters of Ekiti pupils. Now, these are your headlines this morning from all of these papers. We move now to look at the top stories as I connect with Rufai Oseni for the analysis of the stories. Remember, we are streaming live right now on YouTube. You could go live on YouTube to watch us there, be part of our growing community. I have Rufai Oseni on the line. Good morning to you, sir.
Bless you, Mary. How are you? Bless you.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday. Bless you.
Now let's jump to the stories here. We start with the traditional ruler that was killed yesterday. The story is in all of the papers. Is in Kwara. Now we've moved from another state now to Kwara. A traditional ruler was killed in Ekiti yesterday, and the wife was adopted and two others. Now, we're still mourning the death of the two traditional rulers that were killed. And also in the news, the pupils that were kidnapped, they've reduced the ransom now from 100 million to 15 million. Yeah, to 15 million now. And also in Abuja, there's another case of kidnapping. I said a civil servant was also kidnapped. I think that's the update on kidnapping in the country.
So when Mr. Bayo Ononuga writes his article and say kidnapping is not really rife compared to other countries, I'm sure he's seen this. You know, the traditional ruler that was killed in Kwara is a sad one. Was not just in church, it was a former retired soldier, a general for that matter. And you see, when you see all of this happening, you start to wonder the state of insecurity in the country. And while we're talking about all of this, one of the police spokesperson was on air yesterday was saying paying ransom and crowdfunding for ransom is criminal. It inhibits the work of the police to stop the dirty business. Then you wonder, so do you think people really love to pay ransom? Do you think people just like to get their hard-earned money and pay it to criminals? No. It's because of the failure of the police force in the first place for response to criminal situations. That's why people even pay ransom in the first place. So we keep calling on the president to do something about it. But you see, when you're calling on the president, the question will be, where is the president himself? He's stuck somewhere in France. He's not nowhere to be found. Everything is just bad. And, you know, it's just very sad vis-a-vis the many problems. And that's why a lot of people are looking and saying, it looks as though the nation is on autopilot. Because when you did leadership, you know, there's no leadership. And the state of the economy is just a quagmire and everything.
Now, establish state police to fight insecurity. PDP calls the federal government. They tell the federal government that it should establish state police to fight this. Now, the Plateau State... Okay, go ahead.
So sorry to cut you in. Some states have taken it upon themselves and they started various vigilante units. You know, I hear about 15 states. I think the Punch newspaper reported it. Yeah. That's where we're... Because you see... I had somebody on television yesterday, even if I don't subscribe to the fact that people should carry arms, but I'm sure he was saying a lot of those things out of desperation, because if you say people should carry arms, politicians will hijack the process. All the due checks you need to go through, politicians will cannibalize the process and give guns to their cronies, so there will be more guns during elections. And that's what I fear. And also the fact that an average poor man out there cannot even have money, let alone to buy firearms. But you see, people are already saying all sorts of things out of desperation, and that's why you want the leadership to hold sway. You see, and it's so sad, the level of decadence and corruption and how bad things have become in the country. That's why people are talking about self-help.
You know that the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris Malagi, he said something yesterday while he was being interviewed on a popular television station. He said, hard times, 7 months is not enough to fix Nigeria, that we should be patient. He insists that things would have been bad or worse if subsidy didn't go.
No, we have been more than patient enough. Nobody was saying that subsidy at some point was not going to go, but we're saying the way and manner at which the president did it was wrong. You see, all of these things we are saying today is the way and manner at which he did it. That's just what we're saying is wrong. And you see, when you don't do something in the right way, it causes a lot of problems. Subsidy removal, for instance, we expected a phased out removal so that you will cushion the effect on the people while you look for money to be able to do everything possible to ensure that the effect is not too hard. And even after a phased out removal, you will still expect a certain level of palliative. But we didn't see all of that. As regards the Naira floating, you will have expected, for instance, that to a large extent, all the encumbrances around the Naira was cleared. And you have enough arsenal to be able to defend before you float. I mean, people are now playing a retrospective interview that Buhari granted and said, I didn't just want the people to suffer. That's why I didn't put it out when it was being talked. But I talked into devaluing the Naira by Al Jazeera. So now we have seen the effect. Is that idea of not getting, proper empirical data and thinking with scrutiny to do it is okay. Yesterday, the CBN took a quick measure. What they pretty much said with the measure is that all those that have bought dollars, the banks that have bought dollars to be able to sell when dollar go down, when dollar appreciates in the future against the Naira, that they should sell their dollar into the market using their regulatory oversight and power. Now they've sold their dollar into the market. Yes, about a 10% drop has occurred. It's about 1,139 from 1,300 and something from 1,500 and something. But the question is, how long is this going to last? And that was a question I was asking yesterday. That, okay, how much is even this dollar that the banks have that when you say, okay, they should sell into the market now and you should bring it to the fold, how much is the money? So that we can empirically calculate, okay, this is how much this process is going to last and what attendant change are you going to have in the forex market. But apart from this, okay, after this policy, then what happened next? These are part of the poor plan. That's why we keep saying empirical data and study. Because if you do empirical data and study, you'll be able to have what we call long-term scenario planning. See, Mary, the oil majors today, the likes of Shell, that they became big companies. What happened was the fact that they started doing scenario planning and they planned for worst-case scenarios in the 70s. And one of their worst-case scenario planning came to pass when you had, the oil crisis and the Yom Kippur War. And because they had planned for that situation, they utilized it. And that's why companies called the Seven Sisters today, the top oil companies in the world, became very prominent. And they rose during a time of crisis. If Nigeria planned properly and had proper scenario planning, we should have risen during the time of crisis. But we don't plan. We don't have a research department that does a lot of empirical studies. And if you don't plan, you plan to fail.
Now we see that people in schools, students in abroad, they are groaning because of the Naira. What's happening to the Naira is affecting them. Imagine if you want to send money to someone, your child that is schooling abroad. Imagine what it will take. And also FS to UK, US, they've jumped by 55%, according to a report here in the Punch newspaper. So things are really.
It was Dele Momodu that posted the other day on his page that to UK ticket now, business class about 10 million naira. I'm sure somebody even posted that to get economy ticket is about 3 to 4 million naira, over 2 million naira. That's just it. So you see what our country has become as we speak today. Because there are many challenges and they were not well thought out. It is so bad that Nigerians or that neighboring countries be able to travel out. I've heard of people now that if they want to go to America, they travel to Ghana to be able to get a cheaper fare.
Yes. And not to talk of the local flight from here to Abuja, from Lagos to Abuja. The price has doubled. From here to Delta, it's something else. So that's the reality right now. Now,
reaching towards over 200 or I don't know, 300,000 or 400,000 or 500,000. I don't know the price specifically, So please don't quote me. I've not been to Abuja. I mean, and the last time I was in Abuja, I didn't facilitate my ticket. So I don't know the exact price.
Yeah,
But it's very
yeah, but it is. It is. Another news here making the rounds is about INEC. He said INEC exclude PDP from by-election in Plateau State, and also court stops Ebonyi PDP senatorial candidate. Now, I think I watched an interview yesterday talking about the Plateau State elections, and other parties says if the PDP member is not put back in, they might not be part of the elections.
I mean, so as regards the Plateau State, I think those people too needs to go back to the court. They need to go back to the court, beg your pardon, and to be able to go and vary that judgment vis-a-vis the judgment that was given by the Supreme Court as regards Governor Mufuan's issue. So once they sort out the court, I think the court will be able to get across them. That's one. Secondly, as regards the Ebonyi case, I mean, it's reflective of the state on ground.
Hello, are you there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, great. Now, we have other stories here. The one that talked about the federal workers that they have not been paid the January salary, and it's in the news this morning that workers have not been paid the January salaries by the federal government, and also it's been reported in Daily Trust that 81% of working Nigerians don't add value to the economy. That's what the presidential team says.
You know why 81% of Nigerians working don't add value to the economy? Because the economy is unviable itself. There's no value. It's not viable. So sectors of the economy do not add value. Even the formal sector that used to add some value before, because of devaluation and depreciation of the prospect of the economy, everything is down. So there's a massive number of even underemployment. You see people that ought to be gainfully employed doing this, doing that, just to make ends meet. So it's a reflection of the general economic malaise. And that's why when we're saying that candidates should come and debate, and they were running away from debate, they didn't know that we're saving them on future shame. Today, now, maybe if they are debated and we are asking them tough questions about the economy, at least they will have gone back and think strongly and save themselves of this future shame. You can see now they cannot fix the economy. They cannot even understand what growth prospect is in the economy. They are just feeling their way in the dark. And we told them to come for debate then. They didn't come for debates. Debate is not to mock anybody. It's to be able to hear your ideas and challenge it and make you think deeply and see how can
they were not ready for it now. They can't defend. They don't understand the economy. They can't even defend. That's why they were running.
They were running away. They claimed they understood the economy. Now we are seeing how much they understand it. It's obvious they don't understand it. And we're saying, let us save you your future shape. Come for debates. They abused us and all of that. So look at their lives today. Look at them today. Then the vice president was now saying that some people are mocking the economic downturn of Nigeria on Instagram. Would you respect Mr. Vice President? Are you people not supposed to fix the economy? Is it not a shame that the economy has gone so worse under you people? That even the Buhari you were abusing that didn't do anything. In fact, it's beginning to look like an hero to you guys now. So that's why I say, please, for us to really get an electoral process, we need to codify debates and make it mandatory. So that when we ask questions on the economy and they don't answer it, you will go back and have a rethink. And when journalists challenge your thought process, it's not because they have anything against you. It's because what happens to our politicians, they always feel they are right and they don't know anything. They don't know anything, probably how to rig elections. That's the only thing their specialists are doing. You can see it now. That's why the economy, how will the economy be viable when they are not even right thinking? We are beginning to see that's the effect of the general economic malaise that is happening. A government that is struggling with the revenue definitely will also struggle to be able to pay the salaries and pay the encumbrances. So even the wage award, have they been able to pay? Did they struggle with the wage award? How many states have we paid the minimum wage in the first place? So there are multiple problems, and these are things that we keep saying to them that they must do better on.
And Finally, here it says that federal government should remove electricity subsidy. That's what the power minister says. Adebayo Adelabu. He proposed that President Tinubu's administration should ensure removal of the subsidy for effective utilization of energy in the country.
Okay, so when say these people don't know what they are doing, I think it was the same person that was arguing a couple of weeks ago that that you can't afford to remove energy subsidy because it's going to affect the downtrodden in society and all of that. So what is his argument today? Remove subsidy and all of that. So you wonder what is going on. But we have always argued that there's a need for cost reflective. It is cost reflective tariff that will bring the biggest investors in, that will be able to invest in your energy sector and they'll be able to revamp the economy. But are we ready to take that? Are we ready to be able to go ahead and look for the possibility of the cost reflective tariff? No. Is what the government doing sustainable? It's not sustainable. So, but what's the solution? The solution is that we need to take strong decisions. And that's what we told the minister, right, from time. And when we told him then, when we kept on saying it, he kept on saying otherwise. So, but now the chicken has come to roost. We still need to look for a way to go to cost reflective tariffs. And it's a sad reality. And now he's just understanding.
Yeah. We've discussed a whole lot of things from Monday till now. I'd just like to ask you one question outside of the headline. Where are we heading?
Mary, see, we're headed to a deep pit. We're headed to Golgotha. We're headed to a place of sorrow if leadership is not in place. I can't deceive you. That's why we are calling on the president. And at first, I think the very first thing he should do is to come back from this holiday. You can't be having a lot of multi-negative stories and be away. There's something they call optics. Optics demand that at least you should come back and sit back. Then secondly, be honest with Nigerians as regards how you are going to come out of the situation. If possible, daily briefs of the people as regards the state of the economy and what the CBN is doing. The word of a president carries more weight than the daily brief, like the CBN circular. So you need to be the president. This idea that Nigerian president don't like to speak is a lie. And if possible, this is the time for them to bring back what we call the presidential media chats, so that they can ask questions and people can be informed. People want to hear first-hand information. That's that.
Okay. No, we had an argument somewhere where they do newspaper talks and all of that. Some of the supporters of this administration says that the president does not really know what is happening. Like that what is really happening, they don't think he knows. That some people are blocking the information, they're obstructing it. They tell him what he wants to hear.
I think we shouldn't amplify statement like that, because if a president doesn't know what is happening, then he's not in charge. And if he's not in charge, I don't see why he's president. So those are very funny talk that we shouldn't listen to. We are educated people. We are sensible people. Accountability is key. Don't listen to talk like that. It's useless talk. Because if you are saying he doesn't know what's happening, why is he president? He's president because he's supposed to know what's happening and have the highest level of information. So let's focus on accountability.
Yeah.
They need to address the people. I've talked about the media chat. Secondly, he needs to take drastic measures as regards the state of the economy and Nigeria. Are we going to borrow? He needs to state it. If we are going to borrow, where are we going to get the money from? How quick are we going to get the money? Secondly, CBN needs to be clear in their next monetary policy meeting as regards what they want to do to inflation. He needs to also, in addressing inflation, sit his service chiefs down and let us know how quick are we going to have a resolution, a civil resolution to the insecurity situation. If it's even one theater command, even if it's getting rid of insecurity in Abuja and the environs of the north, That's it. If it's showing us action by, they have intelligence reports on these top gangs and criminals, we should start. See, in the time of Babangida, the police IG then saw hell in the hands of Babangida over Lawrence Obajakpo Abidi. Anytime the police IG went to see the president was always asking, where is Adidi? Give me Adidi. There was a concerted effort towards bringing Adidi down because Adidi was a big problem ravaging the country there. That's the kind of leadership we want the president to be able to ask his service chiefs. Where are the leaders? What are we doing to crush all these people? And when you, after doing that, then you now need to talk more to the people and be transparent and have a purge of your government. All your ministers that are not doing well, you need to be able to remove them. The people need to see that you care about them. Then you need to now start making governance truly work and ensuring that you do projects that are targeted towards people. It's not palliative or social investment program that we are hearing. We are changing minister and they are transferring money to their own private accounts. When you do all of this, I'm not saying you can directly provide solutions, but people will now to see, okay, this one is sensible. And we can begin to start it. Because see, one of the reasons is that they have lost the level of trust. And when you lose trust, you lose everything. I think these are the few advice I can give the president to start up on.
Yeah, thank you. We had to just do that because it's a Friday and a lot of stories from Monday to Friday. Thank you so much, Rufai. Have a lovely weekend.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, we'll start taking calls. Keep it here.
Entrepreneurs, are you ready? Activator HQ, an entrepreneurship development company in partnership with Voice of the People 90.3 FM, is here with the 3X Business Startup Prize. Oh yes, we are set to give out a total of 1 million naira in cash rewards to 3 lucky aspiring entrepreneurs in Lagos. First prize, 500,000 naira. Second prize, 300,000 naira. And third prize, 200,000 naira. To win, you must have an innovative and a practical business idea. To participate, log on to www.activatorhq.com/3x to submit your ideas. There will be a selection process to shortlist 10 finalists, and these finalists will present their ideas live on air. Note, the audience will vote for their preferred contestant, and experts will access and decide the final vote. Hurry now, you might be a lucky winner. Visit www.activatorhq.com/3x. This program is sponsored by Activator HQ.
Have you been thirsty for well-nourished, yummy pizza and couldn't find one yet? What you ordered versus what you get, right? I understand. Let me introduce you to the best pizza and premium ice cream in town, all the way from the US. Romeo's Pizza and Cold-Berry Ice Cream. So sweet, so yummy. Visit the new Romeo's Pizza outlet, 22 Latif Salami Street, Ajao Estate, by the Lagos International Airport Road. For more inquiries, call 0816-320-9783 or 0816-321-0945. Romeo's Pizza and Cold-Berry Ice Cream. The light in every school.
You're listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The phone lines are open. You can call us on 0700 903 903 903 or send us a WhatsApp message on 0700 903 9039. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Turn down the volume on your radio set. Turn it down.
Hello, Mary. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, sir. What's your name and location?
How are you this morning?
I'm doing well.
My name is Mayor. I'm calling from Festac Town.
Okay, welcome, Mayor. Go ahead.
I want to comment, yes, about the level of insecurity, economic downtown, and in fact, from what Mr. Rufai said, is like the country is on autopilot. and you ask him the way forward. I agree with him. We are heading towards abyss. The country has lost control under Tinubu. And if you remember, I don't know whether you remember what happened when Shoneko was handed over by Bangida in 1993. Those days in 1993 are child's play. The experiences of Nigeria then are child's play of what is happening now. Before the Abacha pushed the man out. Now, the country there's no control. Everything. And look at a former army officer, Brigadier General, who is a resident. Somebody posted it on a group that I belong to this morning before I heard it on the news. Was murdered and his wife and the children or whatever kidnapped in a country that we have a government. I think I have said it before. This man, he cannot do this thing. Let him resign. Let us not go unconstitutional. Let Tinubu resign because Nigeria cannot afford this thing for the next 2 months. It is getting worse every day. People around him should tell him that he has achieved his ambition of becoming a president in his lifetime. Let him resign so that this country is bigger than him and his family. That is my take. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your contribution. Okay, 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mary.
Good morning.
Debbie. To Voice of the People. Good morning. Thank God it's Friday.
Good morning, Peter Monse. Good to hear your voice today.
Thank you very much. Now, Mary, the information minister that 7 months is too short to rebuild Nigeria. Who tells him that it's 7 months? This is 8 years and 8 months they have been in power. And they cannot fix Nigeria that they told us that they have the answer on their fingertips. Is that what they told us in 2015 and 2014? Please, somebody should tell that man that their objective for me, for Peter Monse, they just came to destroy this country that we have seen now. All eyes, if you are a child or if you are an adult, or you have seen what APC came to do. I think we are seeing it now, everybody. Mary, do you know what it takes for a mother to take a child to school? And then, at the close of school, your child is not coming back. He's not going to the auntie's place. He's not going to uncle's place. But it's in the bush with the terrorists in Nigeria, in a country that was safe before. That the likes of the Tinubu and the leaders of today were having a safe environment to go to school and come back. And these days, children cannot go to school and come back. From nursery to tertiary institutions, students are being abducted in Nigeria. Mary, where are those children? Tinubu is supposed to be in that school almost every day to to sympathize with the school authority. Where is he? Mary, there was a country in this Africa that the president was outside their country and there was a fire outbreak in a maternity hospital and only 4 babies died and that president came back and went there and sacked the minister and did things. Mary, where is Tinubu today in Nigeria? Let me tell you, if it were to be in my village and it was to be a chief in my village, with all this and he refused to come back, we would have disowned him. What is going on? Where is talking now that he didn't close the Naira with the pressure? If Buhari can talk, please let him tell us where are the 400 and something names that are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. Let Buhari continue to talk. We are listening to him. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Peter Monson, for your contribution. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Ikan from Isola Kingdom. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Today is Friday.
Yes.
And I wish all Nigerians better day ahead.
Amen. Go ahead.
You may not light a lantern and cover it with a pot. Nobody will see you. Mary, this is the situation we find ourselves. Nigerians fought for democracy. I was campaigning during last 2 years' election that INEC is not going to count our prayer points, but our votes. Nigerians go out and make their choice. But APC and the court decided to impose this man on us. Are we seeing what is happening? If I talk now, you will say I should go and bring evidence. I will bring samples. Mary, Can you tell me in a country that a citizen will be kidnapped and then put it in a forest for close to 10 years? Nobody knows where those people are. Even those ones they are being put in somewhere here, they are demanding ransom for it, and they will pay that ransom, and then nobody can track them. Nothing can happen, and you say the country is safe. Like I said, Nigerians were patiently waiting for Buhari for 8 wasted years, and at the end of it, saw nothing to show for it. This particular administration might not be all that lucky. It might not be all that lucky. Nigeria are not happy. We are not happy. I am not happy. How can a student who went to go and serve their fatherland was kidnapped along the way? Up to now, since November, we cannot see them. It is so bad. It is so sad. Nigerians deserve a better way. Nigerians deserve a better life. It is not a crime for us to become a Nigerian. Please, do
Thank
something.
you. Yeah,
Do
thank you.
something.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you,
And
Mr.
they would never go unpunished. They would never go unpunished.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Ikan. I appreciate you. Now, let's take some of the messages that we have here this morning before we continue with the calls. Benjamin from Shogula says, good morning, Mary. At this point, I think it's no longer hate speech to say that this government is a deception based on the promises by the government not fulfilled. Where is the 35,000 promised to pay to federal government workers for 6 months? Where are the buses? Where is the student loan the government said it will commence by January 2024? Where is the refinery? Where is the affordable and reliable electricity President Tinubu promised Nigerians? Where is the renewed hope? What we are witnessing in Nigeria today is renewed suffering, hunger, poverty, insecurity, to mention but a few. May the Almighty God intervene in Nigerian situation. Benjamin from Shogule, thank you for sending in your message. Leo from Lagos says, good morning, Mary. 7 months, not enough to fix Nigeria by the federal government. And I want to ask the federal government, the party that spoiled Nigeria for 8 years, that the federal government intend to fix. Leo from Lagos, thank you. HROH BC Nwoko in Oshodi says, good morning, Mary. If the police are saying that paying of ransom is criminal, then they should sit up and start doing the needful by making sure that kidnapping does not happen. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that we have found ourselves in this mess where kidnapping is now seen as a business. Thank you, HRHBC Nwoko. No, Shodi, thank you very much. Good morning, Mary. Okay, this is not for me. Okay, thank you, Glory. Thank you for your message. Thank you, I appreciate you. Ayotek from Arena Market says, good morning, Mary, and thank God. It should we continue to hear about insecurity every day. Gunmen, terrorists, these kidnappers, and all evil perpetrators have sponsors. To get rid of insecurity, let hunters, vigilantes, and police work together to let them enter the bush and apprehend those criminals. I urge federal government to create more jobs and employment so that people can make ends meet. Please let them release Nnamdi Kanu. Prince Ayotek from Arena Market. Thank you. Now we have Frank Onero from USA. He says, what court order gave INEC authority to remove PDP from the by-election in Plateau State? The Supreme Court have validated PDP structure in the state. INEC credibility and trust among majority of Nigerians is close to zero. May God help and heal our land. Frank Onero from USA, thank you so much for sending your message. And we have Ogbonna Kenneth from Iyanokpaja. He says, good morning, Mary Onaife. I undoubtedly support the political analyst of the newspaper review on the economic conundrum. The debate between presidential candidates, this incumbent president was shying away from such because he has no manifesto an economic plan on paper. So he has nothing to defend. Nigerians went ahead to vote in such candidate as a leader. What a shame. This country is seriously bleeding and heading to a defeat. The loyalists / supporters of the current president are destructive enemies of Nigerians. They lack ingredients of goodness and prosperity in them, defending the Tinubu's administration always, either good or bad. What a nation. Ogona Kenneth, thank you for sending your message. Now, back to the phone line, 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning to you. Morning. Yeah, what's your name?
This is Ijeoma from Ijeoma.
Go ahead, sir.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
I said this government, I don't know, let your people are suffering. Is it one of your base caller at that time? It confused a lot of their people to put this government. I don't know, even now, I don't even hear from him again. This government, I don't know, people are suffering there and there. I don't know. If anybody from 2027 plan to put APC in, God will not take kindly with that person because people are suffering. Huh? Are you getting my point? Hello?
I can hear you.
Because this government, people are suffering a lot. I don't know whether you people, hello?
I can hear you. Thank you.
This government, presently now, you journalists, you can't go and meet the president or the governor, ask them questions, whether make them answer you people. But I don't know, it's very, very bad. I take them as journalists can go there and talk to them. But in Nigeria now, journalists cannot go and meet president or the governors.
Thank you, Dawood. Like thank you, Dawood. Huh? Thank you for your contribution. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you very much for calling in this morning. Although I like you to stick to the point, not talking about another person and what the person did. There are issues. We talked about bringing subsidy back to electricity. Did you hear that? Imagine you start paying subsidy. That issue is another one. Another issue that there are a lot of issues that we talked about this morning. So you can just pick one instead of just talking about a whole lot of things. We know how the country is and it's getting better. It should get better and it will get better. Okay, 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
From
okay, not from Mafoluku today.
Huh?
I said you know coming from Mafoluku today. Okay.
Let me put mouth for what is happening. This is why they talk. I hear as we talk this month. Our president they hear all the information. Some things they hear and they tell us. I can tell you the thing when go to school, when they that place. The thing when they important for the whole country, any country, is the information and the security. I think they top money for Nigeria. When they hear information, they don't do anything. It be like they want to say your phone. You not going to know the thing where we not hear it, you not going to the thing when they happen. How can president hear information? And our people also people and security. I think the important of it. When you hear information, that information is the best one. All this is what they talk now. Our president is outside. No one to know. People, you and I be working, they give us the list. People want to trust all these black people. That list, what time they give list up? Because when I do bad, you do bad. You got the only go bring my own. When people go, they think something come. If they buy the well, while I go come, all of them go tell you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief Aloy. Chief Aloy, the line is not clear again. Oh. Hello, Chief Aloy. It's not clear again. Hello, Chief Aloy. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Aloy. Thank you very much. You can hear the last part. The line is not so clear, but thank you for calling. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good morning. Turn down the volume on your radio set. Turn it down.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning. What's your name and location?
My name is Ijeoma calling from Manchester.
Okay, go ahead.
Mary, are you hearing me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay. This is what I want us to do, and what I want Nigeria to do henceforth is anybody that is coming out to take the mandate or to contest for presidency or governorship must go. It must be a must go for debate. If you cannot go for debate, there's no need of coming to campaign or do anything like, because where and how will you tell people what you have upstairs and how you can even them or rule them? So for anybody that used to tie away from debate must know, people must not allow you. You know, I know what disqualifies a person. Buhari did the same thing. Buhari did the same thing. He did not appear for debate because he don't know what to do. Then he now went to 8 years and could not achieve anything. Now this one has come again. No governor, no president will come out again and rule that going through debate. That's what I want us to do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Okay, we have another caller. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you, Mr. Tony. Mr. Tony from Kaduna.
From Kaduna.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good morning. How is everything?
We're fine. Lagos is fine. We're fine here.
Yeah, Lagos is fine, but Kaduna is very, very cold, extremely cold.
Wow, I can imagine.
Yeah, good. For quite some time, I have not been able to get across to you, but I believe you can. You and most Nigerians must have seen or heard about what has been happening in the north, as I always talk about. Most of the times when other issues are being spoken about, I always come back to talk about the security situation in the north. We can see what is happening. We'll continue to talk, we'll continue to beg, we'll continue to plead and urge the government to continue to lay more emphasis and more strength. They should always make sure that they do everything they can to make sure that the north and in extension other parts of the country to be secure. Look at what is happening right now. Banditry, kidnappings, almost a recurrent decimal in this country. It is happening almost every day. Even they pass by and there is no news of kidnapping. It's like the day will not be complete. We only hope for the best and want to employ and beg our security agents to do the best to secure the country. God bless Nigeria. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, Mr. Tony. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, let me take a few of the messages that we have here. Then we will continue the conversation. Okay. This one says, okay, hold on. Good morning, Mary. Something happened in Imo State University yesterday where 3 students were kidnapped. One of them was my cousin. Mary, my dear, I whip for Nigeria, my country. Oh, okay. From Kilo from Barua Ijesha. Oh, thank you very much for sending in your message. I hope that your cousin and every other person that was kidnapped, they regain their freedom. Our prayers are with you. Thank you for sending in that message. Okay. Lots of messages here. Some of them I can't read out. But thank you for sending them all the same. I can see them here. Okay. I'll go back to the phone lines. Take one call and then Randolph. Hello.
Hello, Mary. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ben from Iba.
You did not pick my call. I know the for you.
I don't even know your number. You're just lucky.
I know. You are doing a great job. I know.
Yeah.
All the callers have spoken my mind. So, continue concerning this insecurity. The governors must do more. The governors, especially northern governors, they want to quench this fire. It is very, very simple. Remember, the non-governor is collecting less than 500 million security votes. Now, 15 states have employed 50,000 vigilantes. It is too small. If only we can employ 400,000 SAs, which are thugs, and pay them every month. Each governor is supposed to employ 100,000 vigilantes. 15 states are supposed to employ 1.5 million vigilantes, and they equip them very well. Send them in the forest, train them. That is another way of covering its unemployment. You will see that this thing, they will fight it to zero. All this northern elites, the northern and the Sharia, all those groups, they are sponsoring terrorists. All the northern governors, all the ex-governors, if they want to fight this insecurity, they will fight it to bring it to zero level. If they truly want to fight it, state police cannot fight it. State police will be the worst thing that will happen to this nation, because state police will collide with federal government police. They will be shooting themselves with AK-47. State police governors will be sending them to go and assassinate their enemies. State police.
So you don't support state police at all.
At all. It is really the worst thing that has happened to this country. If governors want to fight security, they will fight it. They have a battle. A battle is not fighting insecurity. They are fighting their opponents.
Thank you, Mr. Ben. Thank you, Mr. Ben.
We will not be annoyed with them.
Thank you, Mr. Ben. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you for your contribution this morning. Okay, thank you to you for being part of the program today. Front Page Review. I'll be here again on Monday for another episode. Keep it here. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. Coming up now, it's Ogendibo. That's Igbo newspaper review. Do not change the dial. Keep it here. We are the voice of the people. 90.3 FM.
Dear valued listeners, we believe in free speech, but with freedom comes responsibility. We'd like to remind you to be mindful of the power of your words and the impact they can have on others. As members of Voice of the People community, it is crucial that we foster an environment of respect as we desire a healthy discussion and diverse opinions. So, how do you contribute to a more responsible and informed dialogue? 1. Fact check before you speak. Take time to verify the information you intend to share. 2. Respectful language. Choose your words thoughtfully and avoid derogatory